Hey, everybody, it's Andrew, and welcome to episode 101 of the Jaguar podcast. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about some of the weird and crazy times that are going on right now that we are all experiencing in the United States. So let's jump into it. I want to apologize off the bat. I haven't put out a lot of videos or episodes this week. I'm in the middle of a move right now. My wife and I are actually moving into a new house, so things are kind of shuffling around. It's been difficult to find time to do an episode, but I really wanted to do an episode on kind of what we are all going through right now because it's really been crazy. It's just been crazy and weird, very weird. We're all kind of dealing with the COVID-19 crisis, and I've been talking about this a lot in, the beginning of my episodes, that I've been putting out recently, and even more recently, I would say, the George Floyd tragedy has kind of put everybody, and I would say probably the whole country, into chaos right now. I mean, it feels like the whole country's on fire. Minneapolis has pretty much been destroyed. There's been riots, there's been just chaos. It's been crazy. And a lot of people are angry, and I think it's all warranted. This was just a terrible tragedy, and my heart goes out to George Floyd's family. And I'm really hoping that a lot of reform comes from this. I hope that we change the way, our police, handles, different situations. Hopefully they invest in training. I'm no police, or law enforcement expert, but I hope that some constructive change does come from this tragedy. And I don't know much more I can say about it. I just hope that we try to stay constructive. We try to talk about these issues and try to work them out, without being violent, because it's just not the way. And on the news, there's just been a lot of violence, a lot of people being beat up, a lot of protesters being beat up. It's just not good. It's been crazy. You have different people getting out of their cars and trying to shoot people with, bows and arrows. It's just, it's nuts. And I just hope we all kind of chill out and try to be constructive, talk to one another, and try to work these problems out, and be constructive and push for reform and vote. And if you're not happy with the leadership right now, if you're not happy with our president, go out and vote. Because I think that's the best way. You may not be 100% happy with all of our candidates, but I think it's the best option we have right now. And I'm hoping, with COVID-19, hopefully when it subsides and when it goes away and gets better, that we can all kind of talk about these problems in a traditional way. Back in the, before technology was prevalent, we'd talk about these problems in the bar. We'd have a beer and, talk about our problems. It just doesn't seem like that's working anymore. We tend to get angry on social media and insult everybody and troll people. And I feel like this is not the way. We just have to talk about our problems, try to be, friendly, and try to talk out our problems. I think it's also just been really kind of a crazy situation for our police officers as well. It's really a tough job for police officers. I have a cousin who is a NYPD, police officer in New York City, and it's just a really tough job. It's really hard for them right now dealing with COVID-19, and then in addition to the George Floyd protest, I think it's just they're on overload in terms of stress. I know I've heard that there's been some suicides as a result of the stress, and it's just really bad. It's a really tough job. I feel for our police officers as well, because I think that statement does hold true where, you have one bad apple could spoil the whole batch. And I feel like that's really true in this situation. I feel like there's a lot of great police officers out there that want to do a good job, that want to protect and serve. So it's a really tough and unfortunate situation. But I'm hoping some positive can come out of this, that we can find a silver lining, that we can take action, that we can vote and make a change. And, I'm seeing some of that from the Jacksonville Jaguars organization. I was just really happy to see like Leonard Fournette and a lot of the Jacksonville Jaguars football team get out there and peacefully protest. That was awesome. Chris Conley gave a great speech to the crowd and to the community of Jacksonville, which I heard was just really uplifting. So that was awesome to hear about. So there is some really positive action and constructive action that's coming from all this. And it's just awesome to see. And, all I can say is try to stay sane, try to stay healthy. My man Jaganoff, I had him on episode 97 of my podcast, and he put out recently a great video where he's telling everybody to stay active. I think that's awesome, and really can say that that's helped me stay sane throughout this whole COVID-19 crisis. I'm a runner. I try to run every day. It keeps me sane, because if I don't run, I become a basket case, kind of watching the news and, watching that continuous negativity on the television. It's just bad for you. So stay active, try to stay safe, stay away from the coronavirus, wash your hands. And I can say honestly that this has, the COVID-19 has affected me, personally. I don't really talk about myself a lot on this podcast, but COVID-19 has affected me pretty significantly. I was supposed to get married in April to my wife, down in Destin, Florida. That ended up getting canceled, and that was, pretty tough for both of us. So we ended up getting married at the courthouse, and we ended up, finding a house during the COVID-19 crisis. So there is that silver lining. Try to stay positive. We're really happy about, finding the house, and we're really excited to see what's in the future. But, stay positive. Try to find an outlet. Hopefully we have the NFL coming up soon, and we'll have something to look forward to. So don't go crazy. Stay away from the coronavirus. Let me know how you feel about all the craziness going on right now. And, leave me a comment on the YouTube video or podcast episode. If you enjoyed this video, give me a like, subscribe to the channel. Swing by Apple Podcasts, leave me some feedback. That always helps me when I put together these episodes. Again, stay safe, go Jags, and I'll see you next time.